All right, Broncos country, doing our final film review on Sai'vion Jones, one of the Broncos draft picks. Obviously, late third round. Denver traded back up to get him. This is against USC beginning of the year in 2024. Right now lined up in a 4-eye. We'll let the play go, and then I'll roll it back, and then we'll kind of break things down a little bit. But, attacks a block, sheds it, is able to step down. As you can see right here, I think where the vision is for him, this is a guy who could play outside linebacker, could play defensive end inside Vance Joseph's defensive scheme if they want and need him to. I think he does a really good job of not giving up edge contain quite a bit. He's a very disciplined player, likes to squeeze it down the line of scrimmage, and is always keeping that, his outside hand free. He always has good leverage to where if there's an outside run, he can step and try to take it away. Now, he's going to attack outside right here. And look, the dump out option could be the swing out here to the flat to the running back. That's not the case. He's rushed right there. You can make the argument he's held a little bit, is able to force the throw, and USC's quarterback throws it, man. That wide receiver has made some crazy play. Watch this again. Look, he's just fighting. I think he's just got a high motor, very disciplined here. But watch this wide receiver here where the quarterback throws it. This is a ridiculous almost play. Almost Odell'd that thing. All right. We're watching a Sai'vion Jones film here. Okay, so he's playing outside here on the left side. Listen to the thing I like about him. He can play left side. He can play right side. He can play anywhere and everywhere. Good rush inside right here. Now is able to force the quarterback outside the pocket. Maybe one thing he could have done better here is maybe break down a little bit. Look, right there, he's straight path. And I understand he's trying to play the run. He's got to play the quarterback. He's got to be patient to play both. I understand that. You have outside help over here. But I think he does a great job, even though he over pursues inside. He does a great job. Look how he just kind of bends that angle right there. Some guys run by and find themselves completely out of the play. He's just going to run, and he's going to come up and help clean up the sack, force a fumble right here. Never giving up on the play. Like that about him. So let's take a look at it here once again. Now, I understand that. Look, you got the outside guy. You got a blitz here. The tackle is going to get him in a one-on-one. Sai'vion's going to come inside because realistically, he's going to have to play it patient. Got to play the apex here because if there's a cutback, you want to be able to wrap him up, right? If these guys do their job and he kind of bends it out, he can chase and make the play from behind, but you also have to respect the read option here from the quarterback. Quarterback does a good job of pulling that, but now Sai'vion, good chase, good pursuit. I mean, you like that. You're going to have opportunities at the NFL level to do that. Just got to, I think, shore up maybe some angles from time to time. I think that's one thing, but he's going to work well in Jamar Cain's system. Jamar Cain's coached him before, was his coach at LSU initially. Now he gets to reunite with him at the NFL level. Okay, Sai'vion's out here playing outside the offensive tackle. Does a really good job right here of getting some leverage. As you see, foot's planted in the ground, body and arms are engaged. Now he's going to drive this tackle back into the quarterback. You like that. Look, quarterback's able to get the throw off, but he forces the tackle back into the quarterback's lap. That's a pain. That's something that offensive coordinators hate to see happen. Offensive line coaches hate to see it. They never want your offensive line to end up in the lap of the QB at all. So this is a great sign. I think a great rep that shows, hey, I'm coming all day. I'm gonna be a force player. I'm gonna be physical. I'm gonna push you back and impose my will here. Now he just does a really great job right here of playing patient and pursuing. Look, this isn't a play that he's designed to really stop. He's playing right now is what we call a 2-eye, inside shade of the offensive guard, inside leverage there, playing inside the A-gap. Watch him right here, okay? Look, this is just a design play where they're hoping to maybe try to get a dump off here on a screen. The quarterback's able to get it off, but Sai'vion's in pursuit right here. He's tracking it down, doing a great job in his pursuit. Comes up, makes the play. Let's watch it here again. Scrapes, hey, something doesn't feel right. He recognizes it right away, and he just chases this downfield, makes the play. Left side defensive end here once again. Does a great job of attacking this and going out wide because initially he doesn't have leverage here. He could have gotten sealed inside, but he attacks outside, doesn't allow the outside offensive tackle to seal him, and it forces a cutback inside. Now, obviously, the running back for USC is going to make a positive play here. I'm not highlighting that. I'm highlighting here from a technical standpoint what a guy like Sai'vion Jones did here. Now, watch this, okay? Because ideally, in a perfect world, you get this offensive tackle to potentially get right here and seal. This running back can get to the outside. That's the goal. So these guys are climbing up and reaching. Ideally, you want this guy to double team right here and leak up here to number 8, seal him off while he seals off Sai'vion Jones, which allows the running back to go there. You see the hole right here. There's the cutback. Sai'vion keeps his ground. There's no way that this running back's going to get outside. So essentially, he does his job. That's what I'm trying to point out on a rep like this. Some people may be watching and be like, well, he was nowhere near the play. No, but he prevented this from going outside. And surely inside, a hole did open up. But what I want to see in terms of how this translates to the next level, you have to keep contained on a consistent basis in the NFL. Teams like to get the outside edge, and there's really explosive backs the Broncos are going to play this upcoming season. Almost a similar example right here. Does a good job of not getting sealed inside, bowling this out wide, sheds the block, and then obviously a tailback's going to make something special happen initially and then get brought down. Bang! Still gets a couple yards even though the LSU's defense had him wrapped up. But watch what Sai'vion does right here, okay? This is what I'm talking about, okay? When we do film breakdowns, it's not always just the highlight plays. Oh, he got a sack. He got a tip pass. No, it's, okay, technically, what does he do? He doesn't give up ground. He's not getting pushed back. He's attacking outside and preventing anything from going outside. Good interior penetration by LSU's defensive line. And look, now he sheds the block because if he keeps running, Sai'vion's going to be near hip to be able to bring him down. Tailback makes a crazy cut backside. Bad tackling overall by LSU's defense on the backside right here. But good job by keeping contained by Jones. Look, running back just keeps his feet, keeps it churning. Positive gain out of something that should have been a TFL. Now, once again, you're going to get jet motion here across the formation, left side defensive end. And now he's just going to attack upfield because on film, USC likes to throw this little dump out to the flat here to try to get it to this guy. They blow it up. There's some kind of penalty here. But watch it. You get the motion. He sees the motion. You can see his eyes. He sees motion here, and now he's just going to attack upfield. He's going to hit the motion guy. Because, look, he's behind the line of scrimmage. This is legal. Hit the guy that's behind the line of scrimmage. Prevent him from getting a free release out there to the flat. There's a penalty on the play. So what? Let's take a look at it again. Blow it up. That's exactly what you want to do. Blow that play up. Wonder what would happen if that actually didn't get called for a penalty on USC at that point. Okay, so once again, now he's stand up instead of hand in the dirt. He can play stand up. He can play hand in the dirt, outside rush, fights through a double team. Good pursuit right here, and he's going to force the quarterback to try to get it out to the flat. Short gain on third down here. Once again, contain. He's working a one-on-one with the chip right here from the tailback. And look, quarterback's going to bow it to the outside, but I think he does a good job of being able to plant his foot and still climb and still chase. I mean, this is a guy who's just got just a high motor. He's relentless, high-effort guy. You can take a lot of these traits that Jones has, and you can translate them into success at the NFL level. Once again, nice little move there. Boom, just keep it going. Maybe try not to give up that contain, though. That's the one thing you just got to continue to be disciplined on is not getting caught there. But I think overall as a player, Sai'vion's a guy that doesn't give up contain a lot. You know, ideally it depends on where the rush is coming from. Are you coached to stunt inside? Look, now he's attacking upfield, and now he just stays patient. Gets held by the tackle, comes up, cleans things up with a sack right here. Let's take a look at it here once again. He's going to get a nice little one-on-one. I like that. He does a little shoulder dip. Now he's bringing the swim move through, the rip and swim, and now he's upfield. Definitely a holding call that I don't think got called here. Wraps up, sack. Good job there by Sai'vion Jones. I think he's going to fit into this rotation for Denver's defense very nicely, obviously alongside DJ Jones, Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, Jordan Jackson, Malcolm Roach. The Broncos, they're going to have a strength there on that defensive line, and Sai'vion's going to be a great addition. Look, now he's just playing this and reading what's the play here, right? Is the quarterback going to keep it and go outside? He plays heel line depth, and he squeezes it down the line of scrimmage. Now watch, here's what I mean. Okay, tackle pulls, so that means if somebody's pulling away, you got to be prepared for an inside handoff or a cutback or a quarterback keeper. You always have to worry about that, right? And he does a good job staying patient, squeezing it down, heel line depth. And now he's just going to step down. It's an inside handoff. He's going to wrap up around the hips of the running back. He's going to get the tackle, even though there's a positive gain there for the tailback, 1 or 2 yards. Sai'vion Jones does a great job right here. Now he's going to be on the right side here. And I don't know why they lined him up on the right side versus left. I don't know if it was a matchup-based thing, if they liked him against, certain, the left tackle or the right tackle, whatever it may be. But you see just the motor here. Ball's tipped up, and look at this, acrobats. He dives and almost makes a diving interception. Just an athletic guy, man. I'm excited to see what it looks like when the pads come on at training camp for Denver. Just good effort play right there. I just think he's a seamless fit for what Denver wants to do defensively. Now watch this. Look, obviously good recognition, Kay. Obviously LSU's defense bats it up in the air. He locates the football. And that's a defensive lineman's dream right there. Hey, the ball's in the air. I want to go get this thing. Almost comes away with an interception. This was a good game here for Sai'vion Jones. Okay, now he's lined up. Defensive end. They're sending the rush here. He gets his hand up, knocks the ball up. It's going to be an incomplete pass. What can he do? You know, the Broncos, they've had success finding guys who are really good at getting their hands up at the line of scrimmage and knocking passes away. Let's take a look at it right here. Nice little inside move. He comes free. I mean, that's a stunt you're going to see the Broncos run this upcoming season. Just a high-effort play here from Sai'vion. Look, they're going to cross-face right here with the linebacker blitz. He's going to come free, hoping to get his hands up or to be in the lap of the quarterback. Jamar Cain runs similar stunts like this, but I think he does it at a higher rate. So I'm excited to see how Sai'vion Jones factors into the equation here for the Broncos.